up, guys? LQ here with the LQ Review. Thank you so much for joining me. This is where I talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that I love to talk about. Movies, video games, comic books, and TV shows. And right now I'm going to talk about Expedition Unknown Season 9, Episode 1, Dillinger's Lost Loot. So this one focuses on the notorious bank robber John Dillinger. And, for anybody who's a movie fan like me, you've probably seen a movie that has that focuses on John Dillinger. I think of Public Enemies with Johnny Depp. But John Dillinger was this notorious guy, robbed a lot of banks, and ended up having his career come to an unceremonious end at the hand of law enforcement. But he was able to steal a lot of loot in the process. I used to live in New Carlisle, Ohio. I don't live there anymore, but I used to live in New Carlisle, Ohio. And the first bank that he ever robbed is on Main Street in New Carlisle. Now, it's not a bank anymore. I think it's a candle shop now. It was a candle shop when I lived there. But there's a plaque on the side of the building that commemorates the first bank that John Dillinger ever robbed. So I was... what a funny thing to commemorate, right? So I was definitely interested in this episode, and it definitely took some interesting turns. I especially like the stuff where they go to his hideout, and they end up having to dive in some frigid waters. I believe in Wisconsin, right? Yeah, Wisconsin, at a lodge in Wisconsin. They end up having to dive the waters looking for this loot, and they definitely get into the history of John Dillinger and what his gang did there, and how people ended up being fearful of his gang and even kind of turned them in. They found, when they had to leave that lodge in a hurry, a lot of the stuff that they had, a lot of their personal effects were left, and those personal effects are on display now. That's the kind of stuff I really like with Expedition Unknown. I know that sometimes they find stuff, but usually they don't necessarily find what they're looking for. But it's those primary historical sources that I love. I just love it when they dive into those, original artifacts. As a history guy, that's just something that I find fascinating. So I loved when they opened up that suitcase and they went through Dillinger's personal effects, and it definitely lended some authenticity to the search. So I really enjoyed that component of it. Now, is Dillinger's loot actually out there? I don't know. Probably not. Every time they're searching for something like this, like money, I often think to myself, what are the chances that nobody has stumbled upon it? What are the chances that that's never been stumbled upon? And what are the chances that it was stumbled upon and the person that found it kept it to themselves? I often think, like, if I were ever out for a walk in the woods and I came across a tin, and I opened the tin up and there's money in it. Am I going to keep that money, or am I going to call the authorities? I'd like to say I'm going to call the authorities, but who knows? Who knows, man? I might be like, oh, I got to keep this secret. I got to keep this a secret. I often wonder how I would react in a situation like that, and I think a lot of people would be like, all right, this is my money now, and I'm not telling anybody. So what are the chances that, even if Dillinger did stash money somewhere, what are the chances that it hasn't been found? I think the chances are probably pretty good that it has been found, and that something got done with it. I don't know. Just my take on it. This is a good episode. Obviously, I'm a fan of the John Dillinger storyline, and I definitely enjoyed their take on it, especially diving into some of the lesser known aspects of John Dillinger's life. Like I said, hiding out in that Wisconsin lodge, I never knew that was something they did. And those primary artifacts that they found as primary sources that really tied us to the history of John Dillinger, I really enjoyed that part of it. So what did you guys think of episode 1 of the new season of Expedition Unknown, Dillinger's Lost Loot? Let me know in the comments down below. Love to hear your take on it. And love to hear if you think Dillinger's loot is still out there. Let me know what you think. While you're down there, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And until next time, we'll see you guys later.